the ocean, where it's like, oh yeah, it's curving and you can see it rising and stuff. And so like I can see right now that you are still under this spell where you don't understand that a flat plane raises to eye level from human perspective. Okay, when you're standing on a flat plane, it's like I don't know how long, about 6-7 kilometers, it starts raising to eye level. Okay, that's exactly what you're seeing there. The ocean raises to eye level because it's flat, and then after the horizon, which is where the sky converges with the ocean, you can't see after that. That's just the way this reality is made up. That's what human perspective is, okay? And you can test this. You lie down on a football field and you're looking at somebody walking at you, his legs are cut off. But then as he walks towards you, you can see the legs. So that's what Craig's trying to demonstrate at the ocean is the trick. This is how they fooled humanity, okay? So back 600 years ago, when they fooled humanity because only the elitist and the rich, satanic, pedophilic priest cats of religion,
idiot,
who are propagating this lie, they're the only ones that had telescopes and were like, hey, look, like, the world, they always said the world is flat, but if you take this telescope, like, they know. So they held telescopes from people so that nobody could see with telescopes, but they knew because you see a telescope and the boat comes back into focus, which after goes over the curve, right? So this is what Craig's hiding from everyone, okay? The fact that the horizon raises to eye level, okay? And, that's just it. And if you're a little bit confused, is what I'm saying, then just look into flat Earth, horizon, flat plane, rising to eye level, because that's just what it is. It's a reality of human perspective. It can't be changed. This is a law. Okay, so rotating with the Earth
it's not
east
a law.
to west.
Flat Earth bullshit.
Honestly, when Craig was talking, man, like I could see his fucking little, fucking bitch titties flapping in the wind and shit. You know what I mean? Oh my god! Honestly, the reason why I call him talking about his bitch stuff is he talked about my mom and like, he knows me and stuff, telling me she left her purse. Anyways, that's for later. So basically, the east to west rotation of the Earth, that doesn't happen. He's talking about there should not be any differential between planes flying back and forth when there's 1,000 kilometer ground spinning underneath you, okay, because sky magically sticks to the Earth and spins 1,000 miles an hour with the Earth, which is something that could never be proven or reproduced in an experiment. You cannot take gas and stick it to the outside of a solid while it spins and making it spin going the same thing. And I'll prove it right now. Everyone's seen the Keith Baumgartner.
Ferdinand, I just want to make sure you're addressing his points right now. Is that correct?
This is, of course, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I just wanted to make sure you were on his points and not heading to new points.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting. Go ahead.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. These are his points. I'm right here right now.
Okay. No, good deal. I just wanted to make sure. Go ahead. You still got time.
No worries. I know I am a guy. I have extra details. I understand. So, the east to west, okay, like he's saying there should be no time differential and that the sky sticks to the 1,000-mile-per-hour ground, okay? Well, I mean, come on, whether you're a team skeptic and it's like, okay, well, you want to fight the flat Earth on this one, and it's like, okay, well, this one I have one of my best friends on Facebook, right? He's a globe, okay, but he's really cool.
What?
And this is what he says: is the sky spins, the atmosphere spins and sticks to the planet as it spins, right? But then you've got to put a picture of a big smokestack sticking up, and the smokestack is perfect. There's nothing like moving it at all, which you know what I mean. Which would mean the sky would have to stick. All the air in the sky would have to just stick to the ground and move with it automatically, everything, right? And that just, that's just not the reality of what we live in, right? So the other one is the Felix Baumgartner stratosphere space jump, okay? He's up there and he's looking down at the planet, the fake planet, right? They want you to think it's a planet, right? He's looking down at the Earth. and he's up in the stratosphere, right? You got like levels, you got the atmosphere, and then this. And the stratosphere is like way up here, man. Okay, and so they're saying the stratosphere is spinning with the Earth because he's looking down at the Earth, and he's up in the stratosphere, and the Earth is not spinning at all. So go and check that right now. You can go on to the Keith Baumgartner jump, and then when he's looking down. Hold on, let me put my battery. When he's looking down at the Earth, it's not spinning at all, okay? This is an Eddie Bravo proof, okay? Eddie Bravo's my man, jiu-jitsu master. All right, let's move on. The pendulum, okay, like, this is more satanic science. The pendulum swing? The pendulum swing, yeah.
Satanic
If the pendulum swings at one pendulum swing, then it should swing at all of the pendulum swings, right? So when you're having like a crane hanging, with the, the pendulum, all of them should work, but basically none of them do. Only the ones in the museums, because there's some dude that starts it and pushes it. Okay, so that's how you pop that balloon. Okay, we're gonna move on because you can just like it's easy. Like if you actually want to really want to know the truth to flat Earth, you have to research my claims for like a week straight, 2 hours a night. If you don't care, then and you want to keep on fighting without like reviewing my claims, and fine, but like this was it. Okay, so he's talking about he tried to like brush off like my plane curving around the globe, having to dip the nose.
Oh my God.
You guys notice how he didn't really talk about that much? Because I did. He's all like, oh yeah, so like you wouldn't notice anything. It's like you're flying and there's this nose, like you set it on autopilot and then you just keep going, and then right. The only thing I got out of it was setting it on autopilot. Right? What the fuck is autopilot? It's gonna start dipping the nose down, curving around a ball. In order to, you want to set it on autopilot, the plane still has to go. Dude, it's like it's something crazy, like 50 kilometers of curvature per hour you're gonna have to do. So the plane would be constantly going. Okay, anyway, let's move on. There's no autopilot, bro.
All right, that's time. That's time.
Okay.
1 second.
I'm
All right, okay. Now here's what we're gonna do. Is I'm not really gonna time this last section. Let me get Fight back in here real quick. Fight, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. You have Sly's video on display right now. If you want to go ahead and go back to your camera. All right. So
Yeah.
good good segment. I'll say that. Good segment. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to turn it over to you, Ferdinand, to open this next segment up. This is the back and forth. Please don't speak over each other. Please don't be hateful. But as I already talked to you guys, y'all can have as much fun as you want. I'm not going to step in unless it starts going off track. So we're going to start with you, Ferdinand, because you have a flat Earth litmus test, and you said you wanted to present it. So I'm going to start with you and allow you to present that, and then Fight the Flat Earth has one for you. So go ahead and do yours first, and then Fight the Flat Earth will do his. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to take the flat Earth litmus test. Okay, so the reason why I have this is because there's too much confusion in describing flat Earth.
There's a lot of
with
confusion.
the shills in the community.
Definitely.
What they do is they make it too confusing for newbies, right? It's either too confusing or it's just completely a lie. You know what I mean? Like the first 3 pages of YouTube is just all controlled opposition and cartoons, right? So I've devised this test so people like Craig, like in his followers, it's like it's not a matter of what Craig says anymore and his scientism, right? And it's like, oh yes, well he sounds smart, like let's dazzle them with words. It's a matter of what it's a matter of
Saltyness.
Truth in each individual person. Okay, so let's start. So the flat Earth litmus test, it makes 3 claims. Okay, we start with the 2. Okay, and the first claim is that bodies of water can only pile up in a container. Okay, and we'll just give a shout out to Big Nathan Thompson there, because I watched him destroy you recently, man. And honestly, I got to give it to him. He's pretty chill and stuff, man. I'm not that chill. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky I've had a couple
Nathan's
beers
never
in me.
destroyed anything in his life.
Yeah, Nathan Thompson destroyed you. Okay, so basically, okay, so listen, water's limit test is this, okay? So waters need to can only build up in a container, okay? And the second claim is that the surface of that water can only ever be 100% flat, level, which means flat, okay? Okay, so these are these two claims, okay? And so, for example, let's take this glass, for example, right here. This is a glass, a little tiny glass of water, right? It's in a container, and it has a surface on it, right? So can we agree for this? Like, whether you're not, yes, this water is in a container, and there's a surface to this water right here, right? And so what I do, I get people to say yes or no, because it's not about like debating,
Obviously.
arguing. If you want to take my test,
Yes,
it's a yes or no.
we all know there's a surface. Carry on. This is
okay.
amazing
So
stuff.
okay,
My
so
mind's
this
blown.
is the container. Okay, so then I ask, so is the surface of this water flat? Is it, Craig?
No.
In here?
No.
What would you say?
No.
Okay. So
I'd
Craig
say
says no.
because
Yeah,
and
that's
I'll
fine.
explain why. Because every molecule of that water is being pulled down to the center of Earth from its own position.
Okay,
So
good.
even
All right,
though
let's
it's
just save it.
imperceptible to
This is-
us, there is a tiny curvature. on
Yeah,
every
exactly
body of
right.
water.
Unmeasurable, unseeable stuff. Let's move on. Let me finish, and then I understand what you said. So this is water in a container, and so this water is, I'm saying, is 100% flat, and that the surface of this water can only ever be flat in this container, right? Now, we go to the next container.
You're
Here's
wrong,
the next
but-
container. Here's the next container. Okay, same thing. It's a different shape of container, and it has the surface of the water. You just put it down, so it's, you know, and the surface of this water is flat. And so, if I move it this way, like you can see, or that way, you can see on my painting in the back, it's staying flat. So no matter what container or how you move it, the surface of that water is flat.
Hey, Franz,
so what-
let me just stop you for 1
That's not a
second. I'm holding up a bit of ice. Can you tell me what container this water is being held in?
So that's not, that's ice, okay? And that's a different form of matter.
What? No. Ice
Okay.
is water, right?
Yeah.
Is ice
No,
water?
it's
Yes
not.
or no?
It's ice. No, it's not, man. Ice is ice.
Sorry,
is
no.
not. The
Is
molecules are-
is
No,
is
it's not.
ice
Ice is
is
not water.
ice
The
water?
molecules
You're saying ice is
are
not
moving
water?
a lot
Right,
slower
okay.
than what the
What
molecules are moving.
Franz? What is water? Franz, what is water is
water cannot be the same. Sorry.
right, Franz.
Let me
What
continue.
Franz? What?
Let me continue.
Right, no.
Let me continue.
You're getting a
This
lot
is
of things
my
very
segment.
wrong.
I'm almost done the test. I understand.
just-
Okay. I'm almost done the
I
test.
mean,
Give me
everything
2 more
you said's
minutes.
wrong, but
Give me 2 more minutes.
Carry on.
This is a test. This is a test. Stop trying to ruin it. So everyone, you don't want me to continue because you know your followers, that a lot of them, probably most of them, are honest people and they want to know the truth. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I have it right here. I have my scientific evidence right here. It's a container with water. And the surface of this water can only
can you just
ever be
can you just once more say what you just said for me? I just want to get a clear soundbite. Can you just?
Can I continue?
Water.
Okay, so this is just my
Ice is
claim.
not
You can
water.
disagree.
Yeah,
Just let me finish.
No. I just want to be clear with what you're saying. I just want to be clear with what you're saying. Did you say that ice isn't water?
Listen, I'm going to just move on because you're just trying to interject and move on. So the flat Earth limit says, now, we've seen that these
Okay.
last 2 containers, the water behaves the same. The natural law of water is behave the same. So what I ask people, is that water flat on the surface? And pretty much 99%, 95%, I mean, if you're not a globe head, every time you say, yes, that's flat, right? Because what's called a water level? A level to decide what is flat when we hang a picture. So water, the surface of water is
Wait, what?
the
No.
tool that we use to hang pictures, which is flat. So it's called a level, and every carpenter has one. Everyone
Right.
knows what a water level is. Got the little bits in there. So we use that's a container, and the surface of that water tells us what is flat and level. So we go to the next container, which is a swimming pool. And the question is the surface of that water flat too? And so we say yes or no. Okay,
No.
I'm being neutral so you can, okay. So then now let's move to the next, right, he says no, but like, you have to, I'll touch on that. So we move to the next container, which is a lagoon or a lake. Now, maybe it starts to getting a little bit confused. Hey, is the surface of this water flat too? Or what container does it start curving? Right? So we go
It's always
to,
curved.
So everybody says, yeah, man, the lagoon and the lake, it has to be flat because the contained water in here has to be flat. And then a lake is a container. A lake and a lagoon is a container. A lake is a container, yeah, I know. So it's a container, you know what I mean?
And the water
Nathan
isn't flat,
Johnson,
it's level, but not flat.
Container, man. You know what? You had nothing to say about the container.
Okay.
Anyway, so now listen, I'm almost finished, so let you respond.
You're wrong.
I promise. I'm almost done. Just give me 20 more seconds. So now I've established that water in a container, doesn't matter what shape the container is, it can be a lake, a bathtub, a pool, okay? The surface of that water necessarily has to be flat because it is a law of this reality that can never be broken, no matter how many lies or no matter how many lasers or how many dead satanic.
Okay, let Fight the Flat Earth answer that real quick, okay? Go ahead, Fight.
Okay, my last point is that the ocean also has to be flat because it is in a container. And if you believe the ocean is round, and you're believing in magically curving water. My question to you is, at what point does it start to curve and what container?
I mean, I answered that. The water is always curving. You can shout container all you like, but
okay, let him answer. Go ahead,
Fluids do not require a physical container to actually pile up. But let's get one thing. You keep saying level is flat. I mean, I literally showed you the definition of the word level, did I not? Should we do it again? Do you want to see the definition of the word level again?
You go off of Snopes.com or something like that? The Webster.
No, this is the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Yeah,
the
that's
standard
globe,
dictionary since 1828.
Globehead opposition. The whole world is set up to lie to us. It's a lie.
Dictionaries are controlled globehead opposition. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. The only thing that's not controlled globehead opposition is the Bible. And anything
you can talk
flat
about
earther.
How the Bible's wrong if you like.
And anything flat earther.
All right. Well, you keep saying that level means flat, and it doesn't, according to the dictionary. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
let me respond to that.
Right. So I haven't finished. No. Stop.
No,
You've got a lot of things that you've said. No, you've said.
Water level.
Water level is a tool. No, water level actually includes gravity is the thing. Right. Look at this. Look at this. Is this book flat? Is this book flat? Yeah, is it a flat book?
No, it's not. It's diagonal. We don't live on a diagonal Earth. Okay?
No. Is the surface of it flat? Does it have any bumps?
It's diagonal. You're holding it diagonal. So we don't live on a diagonal flat Earth. We live on a flat and
is the
level
surface
Earth.
Franz, yeah, but level means curved, so they can't be both. The surface of this book is flat.
Doesn't prove anything. You're a semantic.
It's not level.
You're trying to, yeah, but you know what does this prove?
Well, you were just wrong about that. Okay, yeah, but you haven't given any evidence of anything yet. Now let's talk about. Your claim is that water doesn't curve, except that it always curves, and your claim of water needing a container is false, because water is a fluid, and fluids can be contained with other things than a physical container. And the container on Earth that is holding the water to it is gravity. So gravity is the container, and there is evidence that gravity is a thing. Okay? So.
Okay, now Ferdinand, can you... Okay, go ahead. I was going to let him address that point, but go ahead, Fight. Once he gets done with this point, I'll let you respond, Fern.
Yeah. the way that gravity works is it acts on every single molecule of matter. So every single thing, no matter based on its own individual position, is pulled towards the center of Earth. And if the Earth is curved, then everything around it will curve and be pulled towards it. And gravity is a demonstrable thing that we know exists because everything has an acceleration, everything has a weight. We know that gravity is a thing, and I can demonstrate that there is a force of attraction.
Gravity is gravity. Thing. That sounded so lame.
Because there's a force of attraction. We do. Are you disputing that gravity is a thing?
Of course, gravity. No, you know what? I want to say that gravity is a thing. Okay, gravity is a big bullshit thing that doesn't exist. Is a big lie. Big fight the fighters lie.
If gravity doesn't exist, there's a lot of things you need to explain.
Just go away.
Like why do things accelerate towards the ground? Why do things fall at the same rate in a vacuum chamber? Why do accelerometers show 0 when they are being dropped towards the Earth?
Yeah.
So why does a seed grow downwards? Why do
No. Why do you want to ask 6 or 7 questions in a row? That's not fair. That you're trying to
I'm just doing. No. This is all one
now,
question.
This is all one
question based around gravity.
Okay, fight. Let him answer. Go ahead, Ferdinand. Answer whichever ones you want out of those questions he just asked you.
It's gravity. The rest is just kind of like verbal vomit. So
can you? Can you show evidence that gravity isn't a thing?
Yeah. I mean, I can explain. I don't even need to show evidence. Right? I
please do try and explain.
The thing is, the way that I'm working, okay, like, let me just explain to you something about how I work. I'm an energy worker, okay? It's like, what you don't know what I'm doing is I'm unplugging your followers, okay? Because they're going, holy, wow, this guy, so far, everything he said, I cannot deny because I've been on an airplane and I never felt it tilt down until it went up and down. And in between, it stayed the same. So gravity, hey, now that I brought up airplanes they're not affected by gravity. You just said gravity pulls all mass towards the center. Well, what about airplanes, boats, and submarines? Okay, that's a new one I heard today from my
What's
friend.
That explosive stuff they're putting in? What's that explosive stuff they're putting in the engines of planes? So
moving on. I'm sorry. This is my segment to refute your gravity. Okay, so he's saying that gravity is a thing. Because what we're doing is playing a game of chess here. And when you push the globe. When you want me to call you a globe enthusiast, I'm trying to be nice, okay? I don't want to talk about your titties and all that, but you talk about my mom. Just so you know, everyone, the reason why I'm talking about his bitch tits is because he thought it was appropriate to tell me.
Excuse me. Wait. Did you talk about me first, or did I talk about you?
Guys. Moderator stepping in. Listen. We talk about his bitch titties all you want. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna stop you on that. But let's stop with the personal attacks that don't involve the actual arguments. Okay. Guys. Ferdinand, I'm gonna turn it over to you. Okay, go ahead, Ferdinand.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you're right. I just explained the reason why I'm making fun of him is because I asked him politely to leave me alone and not contact me. Like until anyways, moving on.
Let him finish. Fight. Let him finish.
Yeah. So he's saying that gravity is a thing, right? You're saying gravity isn't a thing. Okay. Well, what about gravity? Okay. So when you're in water.
Yeah. What about gravity?
And you start floating around. You're not moving to the center of mass. Exactly.
Yep.
So buoyancy.
Let me explain to you why that is.
You're not
you just said
something. Let him refute that, Ferdinand. Let him refute that, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, go ahead. Fight.
So you just said about boats floating, right? And yes, of course they do. Because what is more dense?
No, this is about the person jumping in water. Don't track around.
Right. Okay. Right. Let's talk about. I thought you said a boat. Right. Okay. All right. A person jumps in water and they float. Why is that? What is more dense?
Where the gravity is
it the person overall? Yes. Now, do you know what buoyancy is?
go ahead and explain it to people.
Okay.
There's no
Right,
gravity.
so,
It's buoyancy.
If on normal occasions, the human body is less dense. Is less dense than water, right? And that's why it will naturally kind of float. If you take on more water, you become more dense and everything, and you start to sink. But normally the human body is less dense than water.
Okay.
What this
Let
means
me understand
is
what you're saying.
that no,
So
wait, I haven't
basically what
finished.
he's
You need to stop
saying is
talking.
that can't explain what happens to
Tim, can
gravity.
you make
And
him stop?
instead
Hey,
he's
hold on,
making-
Ferdinand. Let him finish his point, and then you can address it. Let him finish his point, so you're not talking over him, and then I'll kick it over to you to address it. Go ahead, Fight. Finish your point.
I'm not taking any more of his abuse. You don't talk over me. I talk over him.
No, I understand, and I'll stop him when he does. I've stopped him several times to let you finish, but Fight, finish your point, and then we'll kick it over to Ferdinand.
Okay. So, if the water is the more dense thing, it has more mass, it's being pulled down with greater force due to its more mass than the thing that is less dense with it, meaning that it's pulled down around it, which will make it float. And that only happens because of gravity. So buoyancy happens because there is a downward acceleration on the more dense thing, which pulls the more dense thing around the less dense thing, causing it to float. Same reason why a helium balloon floats. So buoyancy is because of gravity. Okay?
Go ahead, Ferdinand. You can respond to that.
Okay. Honestly, that's just so ridiculously moronic. And what you're doing is taking people for a
In what
spin.
way?
Because you have
Let him
no
finish,
idea-
Craig.
In
Hold
what way?
on, Craig. Let him finish. Okay, go ahead, Ferdinand.
Craig's reputation definitely precedes him. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, basically, as soon as the person jumps into the water, and I asked you what happened to the gravity there, your answer was, oh, it changes to buoyancy. So, basically, buoyancy and density is what governs what falls and what doesn't, based on a very easy mathematical equation: density equals volume over mass. Okay, gravity has no equation. It was only a theory, and gravity contradicts itself every day. You take a helium balloon, which is half helium and half air, and it levitates in the air. It doesn't move anywhere, and you're trying to tell me that it attracts all mass to the center. Well, there's a balloon there, and there's a bunch of helium inside, which is and oxygen, which all considers mass, and it's sitting right there, and there's no gravity there either. Okay. Now let's go to the next gravity debunk.
No,
Okay.
no.
You're saying that the
Wait,
the
can I
ocean-
respond to that first?
Yeah, Ferdinand,
can I
hold
respond to what
on,
Mario said?
Ferdinand. Let him, but keep your
Before you
point
move
though,
on.
Ferdinand. I'm gonna get back to you in 1 second. Go ahead, Fight.
Again, buoyancy requires gravity. Mass is literally a measure of gravity. It's what gravity is based on. And a helium balloon floats for the same reason that a human or a boat floats on water, because they are less dense, meaning that the more dense thing is pulled down around it. Air is more dense than a helium balloon. It's pulled down more around it, making it float. You said there's no mathematical equation for gravity. Well, are you sure? Because there's a whole bunch of them.
I'm 100%.
Fg equals G M1. Well, what is Fg equals G M1 M2 over R squared then? Is that not a mathematical equation? Is that not a mathematical equation?
It's not the one. It's not for one for gravity. There is no gravity equation. There's an equation for density.
What about the one I
and
just said?
And density equals volume over mass. What you're trying to do is describe gravity with density and buoyancy, and you cannot without density and buoyancy. Density and buoyancy are laws, and they cannot be broken.
Right, but
is not only a theory.
Wait.
Hold on, Craig. Let him finish. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Craig.
Okay, so there is a mathematical equation for gravity. There's several of them.
What is it?
There's Newton's.
What is it? Oh, several.
I told you just
Hold
now.
on,
You
let
be
him-
quiet and listen for 1 second. Right? There's Newton's law of universal gravitational attraction, which is Fg equals G M1 M2 over R squared. Then there's Einstein's field equations, which are a lot more complicated, and even I don't know them. But there's the basic force equation, which is F equals ma, or F equals mg, for g for the acceleration of gravity. So in fact there is many equations for gravity. They all mean the same thing because you can derive Newton's laws from Einstein's field equations. But yes, there is a mathematical law of gravity. Fg equals g m1 m2 over r squared. Okay?
Oh my God.
Is that a mathematical equation or not?
Okay, but okay, what you're trying to tell me is that Isaac Newton came up with that after an apple hit his head, and that he's not a satanic pedophile.
No, that's not true.
Well,
No.
I'm just saying
That whole apple
your
thing's actually not true.
mathematical equation did not exist before the apple hit Newton, and basically you're saying there's several of them.
Well, nothing
Most
existed before people. Well, it
So
did
the
exist,
thing
it
is-
just wasn't discovered.
Right, but I think like your policy of your argument right here is that you have no idea, and you're not being honest with yourself, that gravity was only and is only a theory. It's a
No, it's
theory,
not.
and Isaac Newton. No, yeah, it
No,
is
it's
a theory
not.
because Isaac Newton says it and presented it. As a
Isaac
theory.
Newton,
I can pull it up now.
no,
Listen,
actually,
all
you're
of you
completely
guys
wrong.
like
Isaac,
flat Earth.
that,
Do it.
dude,
Check
stop.
out Isaac Newton's
Dude, stop, you're
theory
wrong.
of gravity.
Yeah.
Theory of gravity.
Yeah,
Let him answer. Ferdinand,
Can you-
Ferdinand.
Right.
Let him answer. Go ahead.
You're actually very, very wrong. Newton never had a theory of gravity and never claimed to have a theory of gravity. Newton simply described the mathematical equation of the observations that he had. He actually specifically said that he didn't want to be associated with a theory of gravity because his universal law suggested that gravity acted instantaneously over a distance, which it didn't. Einstein was the one that actually came up with a theory of... wait, let me respond. Einstein was the one...
Go ahead.
Einstein was the one that actually came up with a theory of gravity based around relativity. And it's not just a theory, because the common vernacular of the word theory is very different from the usage of the word scientific theory, okay? So there is the theory of gravity, which is the corroborating evidence to support the empirical maths that we actually have. So there is a mathematical equation, and that is very different from the theory, because Newton never had a theory of gravity. That's not what he did.
Stated by Newton, he stated in the beginning, this is only a theory. And the reason why they state this is because the globalists of
Citation
the world...
fucking needed.
Shut up!
Yeah, let him finish, Fight. Go ahead, Ferdinand. Calm down, but go ahead.
I've been nice to you so far.
Hey, calm down. Go ahead. Just make your point. Make your point.
You're good. I like you. You're good. Okay. That's right. That's right. You know what? If you don't give me the respect, then I'll just command it, okay? And that's the reason why I took this fight, because, you know, like, people like Nathan Thompson, you know, smart geniuses that are courageous enough to take on like buttheads like you and not get mad at you and not swear. And it's like a lot of
Hey,
people...
Ferdinand. Can I ask you a question? Or I just want to make you aware of one thing, because you said something right now. You said that that Nathan Thompson was brave enough to take us on, right? Well, I just want to make you aware that at the Flat Earth International Conference, I approached Nathan in person very politely to ask him to interview. He knew I was coming, and that motherfucker showed his scared side. So as much as you want to think that dude's brave, he's brave behind a computer and a microphone.